Harness racing in recent years has exploded in popularity around the world. But the world of the trotter and pacer, to the uninitiated, can be perplexing. What in earth's name are all of those boots and bits and straps and harness for, and what do they do? The casual fan certainly can't tell, and some trainers say there are caretakers who could stand a little freshening up on the subject. So, to explain all of the things you wanted to know about harness racing equipment but have been afraid to ask, the United States Trotting Association drafted Hall of Famer and 12-time national champion trainer-driver Bill Haughton. Here is Haughton's short course leading to instant expertise in dressing a trotter and pacer.
First thing we put on a horse in the way of equipment when we start to harness a trotter is the bell boot. And these boots should be first dipped in a bucket of water to wet them. They slip on much easier this way. You lift the foot, hold the foot here with your knee, slide the boot up, put the foot down, and then pull the boot down in place. Next piece of equipment will be the scalpers, and they're stretched over the hind hoof, the high part to the inside, and just so that they're under the shoe. Next will be the hind shin boots and speedy cuts. These boots are designed to protect the horse's hind shins and ankles from interference from the front foot. First, you buckle the bottom strap on the ankle boot. And you must keep the boot up high enough so that you can slide it down in place. In other words, if you should have to slide it up, that would make the hair roughed up under it and maybe cause an irritation. Now we buckle the top straps, starting with the middle strap, and it should be just snug. And always be sure and put the tail of the straps in their keepers. This will keep them from coming unbuckled. The next piece of equipment will be the breastplate. And this goes around the neck, over the neck, and is buckled here, and should be adjusted so that it comes just below the neck. And this is the part that's hooked to the cart or sulky, which the horse pulls by. The next is the elbow boot suspender strap. And this goes over the neck also and is adjusted much in the same fashion as the breastplate. And this will hold up the elbow boots for a trotter that needs elbow boots. The next will be the ring martingale. And this should be outside of your breastplate and your suspender strap so that it can work freely as the reins go through the rings. And this will go over this way. And later, this will come back and attach to your girth when I put the harness on. The next piece of equipment is the main part of the harness, the saddle, the girth, and the crupper. We'll put the saddle over the back, a little ways back of where it normally sets. Take the crupper, put your hand through the crupper, grasp the tail and pull the tail through this. And the important thing is to make sure there's no hair in the tail under the crupper when you pull the crupper up like this. Then we get the martingale. Your martingale goes over the girth, and it should be centered between the front legs. Then we'll buckle the girth, generally loosely at first until we get ready to hook the horse to the cart. Next will be the elbow boots. There are not a lot of trotters that do wear elbow boots, but yet on some they are a necessity. This strap goes over the water hook on the harness to keep them in place, and buckle it loosely to the back strap on the elbow boot. This will show what this boot does. As the front foot comes up, it hits here on this boot. Not many horses go this high, but some do. Next, we'll put on the racing head halter, and this is to keep their mouth closed First, you just buckle it loosely so that the mouth can get open until you get the bit in. Next, you take the bridle in your hand, put the check between his ears, take the bits in one hand, and then with this finger in the corner of his mouth to get him to open his mouth, and the bits are in. Then you take the ear, put it through the bridle. Same with this one. And the ears are pretty tender, and you should try to put them through as gently as you can without doubling them up and so forth. Then you set the bridle down on the crown. The foretop should be pulled to the one side like this so that it won't get in his ears. A lot of horses are irritated by a foretop tickling their ears. Then we buckle the throat latch. Again, make sure that your blinds are placed right, and then we'll buckle the line in the driving bit. And again, you should always be sure that all the strap ends are in their keepers. This keeps them from coming unbuckled. Want to adjust the head halter, and it should be just snug, just enough to keep the mouth closed, not too tight. If it's too tight, it'll irritate them and cause them to throw their head and fight the bits. And we bring the cart up, always keep the shafts up high in case the horse turns that he don't jam a shaft into him. Put the shaft through the fill tug with the thimble, which holds back the cart, on the end of the shaft. Unwrap the trace. Your trace goes through the keepers on the cart shaft, then is hooked back here. Make sure that the breastplate is not too tight. I will come up here and see that I have at least 3 or 4 inches play. The next, I'll finish tightening the girth on the harness. Go in front of the fill tug, behind the fill tug, and then back around in front. And buckle. Then the head pole. This is to keep a horse's head straight when he's going. It can be used on either side depending which way the horse turns his head. This horse turns his head to the right when he's going, so the head pole will be on the left side to keep him straight. And you first hook it to the ring in the head halter. Have the ring in the head halter ahead of your cheek piece on your bridle. Bring it back and attach it to the head pole strap and over the water hook. And now the final piece would be to fasten your check over the water hook.
Our trotter is dressed, and now for a look at a completely equipped pacing horse.
I'll start with the bell boots. That's for protecting the quarters. The tendon boots, shin boots, this to protect the inside of the shin from a hind foot passing, and the back of the tendon. The knee boots, and I'll show you how they will protect the horse as he goes. The next piece of equipment on a pacer, of course, is the hobbles. And this is to keep both legs working in unison. The next piece of equipment would be the bridle. And this is an open bridle. In other words, has no type of blinds or blinkers on it. It does have a shadow roll. And many pacers need a shadow roll because they will jump over shadows or objects on the track, and this is to keep them from seeing down where they would see something in front of them and may jump over it and get off gate. The next is the check bit in particular that's on this harness, called a Crit Davis. As you can see, there's a curve which gives you leverage to keep a horse's head up so that he won't duck his head down and shut his air off. This is the head pole. This piece of equipment is to keep the horse's head in front of him. It can be used on either the right or the left. This horse in particular carries his head to the right, so the pole is on the left to keep it straight. This is your breastplate. which the horse pulls the sulky by. This is the thimble. This keeps the sulky from running up on the horse. This is your girth. This holds your shafts down. This is your fill tug to support the shaft. It's the back pad, the saddle, the crupper, and of course this is your carriers which carry the hobbles.
Fully dressed, our horses still must have something to pull in training mile or winning race. Bill Haughton puts the cart, and sulky too, behind the horse.
This is the jog cart or training cart, and this is the sulky. And I think you can see the difference, principally the longer shaft and the spring on the seat, the dust aprons and the screen, and this is for comfort and protection to keep the dirt from hitting you in the face. And the sulky, of course, is much lighter, hooks up close to the horse. This is your stirrups, and this is a gating strap, and this is used on either side of the horse, or sometimes one on each side of the horse to keep the horse straight. Some horses carry their butt over this way or over this way, and this strap keeps them in line so they'll stay on gait properly and not interfere. On the sulky wheels, we have a disc, and this is to keep other horses from, when they're following too close, getting their feet in the spokes in the wheel. They can't get through the wheel with this disc. Now I'll take the reins and get in the sulky. You hold your reins this way, then you take the end and set on them, put your foot in the stirrup, your other foot in the stirrup. Now you're ready to go. The handholds should always be up far enough so that you can have good control of your horse. I always hate to see someone driving with handholds, as I'll exhibit way back here, because if something happens in a race, you have absolutely no control over your horse.